Welcome to day 651 of Eating a Sheet of Paper a Day, my live stream series. Get this bottle cap out of here. And get that bottle cap out of here. I'm actually probably going to need that. There's like cat hair on it now. It's fine. Whatever. Let's just go. Fine. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm clipping the beginning of all of these. That's fine. My beginnings are a lot more iconic than the endings because by that time I'm like just about to have the melatonin wash me away to sleep. But this time I didn't take any melatonin. Isn't that right, Caden? That's right. So right now I intend to have a quick and lively stream and then get the fuck out of here. Everybody's just saying hi. That's normal. And then 8.5 out of 10. That's also kind of normal too. I mean, for you, Caden. For a normal person, it wouldn't be. But remember, you're the optimistic one, okay? Hey, Ian, what are your thoughts on that? Well, you typed out your thoughts. Okay, there we go. Took a very long nap. Caden, you're living like a 50-year-old man right now. And that's okay. It's good. Maybe on one hand, if you live out your middle years, you can kind of reach the enlightenment of old age early, especially because life expectancies are being lowered these days due to microplastics and people not looking both ways before crossing the street. So I think, Caden, you might be in a good position. 6.5 out of 10. Woke up feeling like poop. That's not very good because you know what happens to poop? It gets flushed by you, all right? So don't flush yourself. I need my midday nap. I'm telling you. There's a guy at my work, and he's just some black guy. I don't know. He's a regular. He's known me for a long time. I feel bad referring to him as just the black guy, but he's a really nice guy. He looks like Miles Davis, and I'm not being racist. He actually has like the eyes and the eyebrows of Miles Davis. All right, not every black guy looks like Miles Davis, but this guy does. So I nicknamed him Miles in my head. So Miles told me that he's in the military, and he tells me, "Listen, kid, 2 hours is all you need." So listen, the way I think about this is that this black gentleman is telling me that the problem is not the fact that we are, and I've said this before, it's not the fact that we are not getting enough sleep. Sure, that can be part of the issue, but the real issue is that we are bad at waking ourselves up. And we need to be better at that. We need to accept the fact that sometimes when our bodies feel or 100% that's it. When our bodies feel 100% exhausted, we're actually only 10% exhausted. It's just that our brain and our bodies leaves out the safety net for us to fall into so that we don't end up, screwing ourselves over. So we have a good amount of wiggle room. But that wiggle room has done us no justice. We end up achieving less than 2% of what we can really do. I say, fuck that out of here. All right. Let's go at least to 15% before we give up. So, Caden, you don't need that fucking nap. Feeling tired and uncomfortable is a part of life. Let complacency throw itself out the window. All right. Excuse me. Very hard to catch your streams when I'm going to. Yeah, no, I was trying to. It's just that I saw that there was this advertisement for Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it was just there. And I figured I would just start binging from season 1, especially because it's one of those shows where it says season 1 is the worst one, and it just gets better, which is great, especially if I'm binging a show. So it's like I couldn't resist, and I ended up, I would have done this 2 hours earlier. So just know I'll do this generally like a little earlier on days like this. I have the day off today, tomorrow, and the next day. All days off. Holy shit, I need that. Feels good. And then kind of a relatively normal week of work cut off on Friday because I have to do the thing for my. I give you the update. I don't know if because my family doesn't want for this to be public, but I'm fine with it. My dying grandmother is holding a celebration of her own life, or everyone around her is holding a celebration, and she's just letting it happen, which is kind of just her approach her whole life. Just say that you're an innocent bystander, and things just keep happening to you, and really you are fostering the cause and the effect. But always look all 4 ways. You aren't thinking of the diagonals, Caden. You got to look 8 ways, possibly 17. All right. Let's see. How was your interaction with Robert? It was not today. Excuse me. It was not today. All right. It was yesterday. I just forgot to post it. So yeah, my interaction with Robert yesterday. No, it was fun. He's a very exuberant gentleman. It's fine because the thing is that him and I were basically like practically shouting over each other by the end of it. He's very passionate, and I was very passionate. I was there for a very good reason, and I had a goal in mind, and I meant to achieve it. And he had the very similar idea. He just went the whole 9 yards with it, and he gave me a free cleaning. I didn't expect that. Turns out it was all for nothing because then my fucking manager gave me a hard time. And Robert put so much work into picking out a tie that would, not mess with the color contrast. But I mean, I forgot to bring a work shirt, which is entirely on me. And then he ended up, giving me a hard time. Work was not very good now, was it? Now, if my employer's watching this, we had a conversation later on about fucking what is it? About honesty and about open communication and me voicing my concerns and complaints honestly. So I'm going to say this right now. Pizza Port and the HR and the higher ups, so they're a lot more corporate than Pizza Port would like you to think, when a low down fellow like me at the bottom of the totem pole ends up doing things that expresses humanity, doesn't express a cyborg, spouting out, "Hi, welcome to Pizza Port. Can I get you our pizza special today? We have cauliflower pizza with extra white sauce. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day. Please, no running. Keep your shoes on. Keep your shirts on. The bathroom's behind the Pepsi machine. Have a nice day. Sorry about being out of ice. We can fill up the ice later. No running in the hallway, please. Goodbye." Shit like that. That sucks the humanity out of the corporation. I approach the job in a slightly different and performative fashion. Now, when we're talking about stuff, listen, I'm not perfect, and there's tons of things that I fuck up about my job that everybody can complain about. But when it comes to the stuff that HR is claiming is a big deal with customers, it's really stuff that's a deal with HR and HR only. But whatever HR says is supposedly a law. So, they're going to 100% give me a hard time about something that customers either don't care about or 100% would prefer. Would you rather have me listen, I know overheating's bad, and listen, sometimes it's called being a try hard, and sometimes that might not work for somebody, especially if someone's obviously doing it in a way that kind of makes your eyes roll. But I prefer being in a suit and being classy to being in a fucking t-shirt. And for one, I don't look good in t-shirts. And thing number two, like just being in a t-shirt and just being another one of those guys just walking around stalking people in my fucking psychotic Jeffrey Dahmer looking t-shirt, scooping up trays. There's a reason. Like I've seen the Yelp reviews for Pizza Port. People don't like just that whole thing. Like, listen, it's just enough to get by, but I mean, do we really, and the thing is that I care about the company. I don't own it. I'm not a higher up on it. I'm not on the pedestal. But listen, I want the best for not just the people at the top who are making all the fucking money, but for the customers who create the community. I care a lot about that, a lot. So, I'm trying to do stuff to benefit. I'm not slandering the company. I think I'm slandering just the amalgam that's been created from all these social norms. So I recognize that that's a thing, and I think that they have a benefit, and obviously we should conform when necessary, but a certain point where they just become unnecessary, and I think it's being pushed on me unnecessarily, and I say no. Excuse me. Let's see. I need the nap. He is a I knew he was a guy who marketed Jesus. Just really, really enthusiastic, just out of nowhere. Excuse me, a little piece of paper stuck in my throat. Sometimes I need to. Of course, you like to nap too, Ian. You do seem like a guy who can't adapt to 2 hours of sleep a day like a normal person. I'd give you a hard time too. I know. I give myself a hard time too. Take 4 naps in a day instead of 1 long sleep. Does that actually work? I mean, I know that might be a joke because this is a paper reading live stream where I tell jokes, but does that actually work if you take 4? Dad, do you think that taking 4 short naps instead of 1 big long 8-hour sleep works? Like 4 2-hour naps in the day?
I mean, I don't think it would work for me.
You heard it here first, fellas. You're pushing conspiracy theories. That would never work.
Well, I didn't say that. It might work for somebody.
No. I've never heard a single person say they take 4 short naps in one day instead until this guy, JLJ17, on my paper reading live stream said so. Now let's look at Occam's.
I guess babies take naps during the day.
Are you a baby, JLJ? My dad just called you a baby.
Old people take naps. I take naps, but I haven't.
Okay, I'm just messing around. No, I'm sure maybe I could try it, and I'll just do it during my vacation when there's no consequences for my foolish sleeping habit actions. Yeah, no, actually, when I wear the Corona shirt, people like I'd say like 80% of people they're very yeah, I know. Pizza Port culture is based off of basically worshipping beers, so they're like, oh my god, the Modelo shirt, holy shit, But I mean, corporate policy is corporate policy. If somebody sees on the what is it, the camera that I'm not wearing the proper shirt with the little Pizza Port logo with nothing else on it, then I'm evil and I'm a problem. So. It's just, I mean, we gotta let the customers know I work there. It's like yeah, I know. Thanks, Dad. But also, this is probably the most my dad's ever talked on the stream. That's normal. But it's like if we don't want the customers thinking that some random crackhead's coming in or some stupid weirdo is just like sneaking up from behind them and sweet talking them into giving them their trays. But I mean, it takes like 3 words to tell them I work there. So you should try Jorts sometime. I've seen your old Instagram pictures from your mom's Instagram account. All right, I already know what you're referencing. And let's wait till I'm 85 and I'll wear jorts. By the way, the minimum for the jorts is 4.5 inches. So. Oh, Avery, you didn't know about that? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, then hey, listen, you gave the context to me and I'm a big talker. So listen. I didn't even know that. I thought that you were all clued in. I didn't know that you weren't clued in. All right. Well, Hayden, you can just tell her yourself. No, I'm actually giving 11-year-old you a big sales pitch here. Okay, so 11-year-old Caden, for a Halloween costume, dressed up as a VSCO girl. I don't know what that is, but I know it's some sort of internet thing. And he has a water bottle. And he has like that weird tank top that the girls from my sister's high school wear. And then he has jorts. That's the article in question. It's jean shorts. It's like circumcised jeans, or just you accidentally put your dry cleaning into a wood chipper. Just it's like never clean cut. It's like ripped. It doesn't never looks good. So just know that there's an old picture of him doing a little cute. Yes.
I don't want to be on. Can you?
Yeah.
When you turn off the TV,
right?
If you leave that open,
yeah.
If you leave like Netflix or something running,
right,
and then the TV's all fucked up.
Right, I forgot about that. I'll make sure to turn it off. Yeah, and of course, let's hug on video.
I'm going down.
All right, I love you, Dad. Okay, so no, anyways, yeah, no, Ian's seen it, so I'm surprised that you haven't seen it, Avery. It was like 3 years ago. Yeah, wait, how old? So no, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. Caden, you're like 12 right now. I forgot what your age is, but like you're basically it's not that long ago. I know that to me being 15 feels, or no, being 11. No, when I was 11 nearly a decade ago. So in 2013, I was 11. You were 11, like after I went through puberty. Like my voice was this deep when you were 11. Isn't that so fucked? It's crazy. You are actual children, all of you. All right. You were there. Oh my God, Ian, you took the picture. Your framing was incredible. I was 11 in 2012 too. How about that? Just some random guy named Sam. Is that you, Sam? You're the drummer, right? Sam said yes. Guy who goes to Aztec and not Jugfoot. Duckfoot. Jugfoot would be a funny name, actually. I would totally found a place called Jugfoot if I didn't get sued. Sam, please tell me. I know for a fact that Sam, the Sam I'm thinking of, is also that age. I know he's exactly like 1 year older than me. So if you actually decided to hop into the paper stream, I mean, I'd salute you, but I salute very often. So you can just rewind to a point in the stream that I did salute and just pretend I'm doing it right now. This is also the last piece. Well, anyways, Avery, you deserve to see that picture, so it's up to Caden to send that to you. And if he doesn't within, I'd say like 5 business days, I'll send it to her myself. And even if you get your mom to boot me off, I still have it screenshot. All right. I was 12 in 2012 too. That's you guys are all so old. Yeah, I remember JLJ when I was in high school with you. You were a good couple years older than me. So, okay, yeah. Let me just scroll up. Let's see. I think you're taking your pizza port job too seriously. Okay, Mr. Pessimist. I'll say this. I think a big important thing for me about pizza port is if it was an actual waiter job and I was required to wear a bow tie and all that, I probably wouldn't be as enthusiastic about it. To me, there is something so exhilarating at taking this restaurant, which is quite literally like comically unprofessional. Like it's one of the most unprofessional workplaces of all time, to a point where it's become like publicly known that the people there fool around, don't take their job seriously, literally wear spaghetti strap tank tops where I've seen my coworkers just take like not even scissors, they just like fucking rip their shirts and they create tank tops that way. And that makes sense. Their ovens are like burning hot. It's like 110 degrees in the kitchen all the time and they have to stay there for like 9 hours. So I understand that. But there's something about taking a work environment like that and making it so overly formal, it's almost like I'm dressed to serve them calamari. Like there's just something about that that I found funny when I first did it, and I did it as a joke. And now there's something about it that just gives me this rush, and I can't stop doing it. Now it doesn't really matter what work environment I do in. It could be pizza port, it could be like working for your local garbage man or something. Like I don't know, scooping dog shit out of your local gutter. It doesn't really matter. I just think taking a comically informal job and doing it in a suit and tie, there's just something about that. It's to me, it's iconic. To me, it's a trend. So, I mean, it's not a very easy to cop trend because it's really inconvenient and painful, and you overheat very quickly. So, let's see. What you should understand is that nobody in a corporate environment cares about what the individuals do. I know, unless it's something wrong. Wrong. Now, the definition of what wrong means to people in corporate environments, it really is up to circumstance and the individuals. So it's like the people in corporate environments, if they think through their warped view that something will cause a problem, like the higher ups at YouTube, thinking that people kind of saying swear words or sexual jokes or making edgy jokes about political figures from the 1930s and 40s, stuff like that will cause a ruckus and cause brands to want to pull their ads. That's true. Brands do want to pull their ads. But what are the brands scared of? The brands are scared of audiences lambasting them for being on a site that also runs content that involves individuals exercising their free speech, free from the corporate grip. That's what YouTube is all about. You know, a tube for you, not a tube for the companies to, unzip their pants and jizz all over. So, when it's very clearly examples of just lack of actual communication and this irrational fear of what the customers might say and what the customers might do, when 95% of the time customers aren't going to do shit, and the customers that do raise hell, no one's going to take their side. But of course, corporations and people who don't mingle amongst the commoners don't have the fucking foresight to know that. So that's the issue I take with certain particular work environments. It's nobody's fault, really. But, I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to say to the people at the higher up, it's not your fault that you lack the foresight to know what customers really want. So, and I'm not saying that I'm the one who's going to give what the customers really want. I'll say this, I don't really know what the customers truly want either, but I'll say this, however bad of a job I've done at doing it, I've gotten a hell of a lot closer than the people at the higher ups have, because what I'm seeing are people up top taking away what the people down low want, and not just people like me, people like the customers, ones who I talk with. It's literally my job to, at the same time, bust, but also talk to customers, socialize, interact, mingle amongst. So, it's frustrating to see that lack of, being down to earth, despite what Pizza Port claims to do. So that's all I have to say about that. Now let's talk about Caden's jorts. Excuse me. I saw the awesome costume in the flesh. I'm sure. Did you trick or treat? I'm sure they gave you extra candy, Caden. That was a very bad joke. That was actually very, very inappropriate joke. I shouldn't say that. And hey, James Bell, how's it going? No, you black. What do you mean blackmail? It's a lovely picture. Just send it to Avery, and things are all gonna be okay. All right, we'll see. I work catering and get extra food with paychecks. You are not the Sam I was thinking of. Different. I see the glory you're speaking of now. There you go. That's great. Caden's not having a very okay. Caden, revise your score now. Scale your day out of 10 and give it to me honestly. You look like a little girl. That's great. Let's see. Out of one pair of jorts I made them myself. It's okay behind every awesome, epic, cool person is an embarrassing Halloween costume. Yeah, what were my Halloween? I know I was Sherlock Holmes I think, okay, the first one I thought of was Sherlock Holmes a long time ago, and I had Watson. That was the broom, the first iteration of the broom, where I put Watson was basically, I printed out a picture of Bilbo Baggins. Get the joke, it's the same actor. Middle school me was hilarious. And I put the Hobbit face thing from like the movie poster onto the stupid broom, and I would carry it around with me to my mainly Mozart orchestra rehearsals, and people would go, "Oh, look, I get it." And that'd be it. I'd go, "Yeah, damn right, I'm super cool now." Last year I was a Scientology priest, I think. The year before then, I think I was Sherlock Holmes again. I just didn't have Watson the broom with me. I think I was like, oh, it was the Epstein pubic hair thing. Right. I searched for Epstein's pubes. Right. You found. You probably saw that, or out of the corner of your eye, you saw that video. So, that's a real ass quote. It's accurate. I mean, it's not. It's not. It's not very intricately worded or anything, or but it's true. It's accurate. It's blunt. It's honest. What are these? I'm gonna ignore every emoji. They're actual wallpaper material. What is that? It's just so easily ignorable. It's like there's just so much beautiful text, and then in the middle of all that, it's just this shit. It's just nonsense. It's just they look like the Android emojis. They don't look real. They look like Google's vector art. Actually, wait a minute. I guarantee you that's what it is. It's just the shitty Google vector art. It looks terrible. You know what I'm talking about, right? I think there's a whole phase where YouTubers were just going off on how bad it looked. Vector art. Vector as in the villain from Despicable Me 1. Shitty vector art, yeah. Just look up shitty vector art. That's clearly not what I'm thinking of. Come on. Google. Oh, God. Yeah, this shit. Like, these types of graphics. You see them everywhere. Also, I know, I will charge my phone. I promise you. Excuse me. Blackroom, you came in real late. You missed my slandering of the workplace. Well, anyways, that was the last piece. How about that? Now, quick little thesis. There we go. Really wish it would just auto spell everything before I need to go back and just like double click myself. That'd be normal. Normal painful things. Okay, okay. There we go. This is one of the most serious theses that I've ever done. This is one of the most serious theses. There, that's the word. This is one of the most. Okay, let's rewind. This is one of the most serious theses I have ever done. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you watching. I said watching twice. I will see you later. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. I will see you tomorrow. That'll be day 500. No, 6. I'm 600. 652. Make sure to watch the next stream. And until next time, this is goodbye. Your existence must be pain. A little less than before, actually. Things are looking up. I'm actually figuring things out. And I will see you tomorrow. And why do you have a gun? It's JPEG Mafia merch. Look, it's a USB drive. I'll use it to store all of my ass cheek pictures. It's for my grandma's funeral. It's a little slideshow. So I'll make sure to display it. My aunts may close their eyes and clutch their pearls, but I think ass cheek pictures are the epitome of my grandmother's existence. So I'll totally display that at her funeral. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.